Preface. This book is intended to be read, not studied. It is not a textbook or an attempt at theoretical system building. It is an invitation to an intellectual world that I consider to be profoundly exciting and significant. In issuing such an invitation, it is necessary to delineate the world to which the reader is being invited, but it will be clear, but it will be clear that the latter will have to go beyond this book if he decides to take the invitation seriously. In other words, the book is addressed to those who, for one reason or another, have come to wonder or to ask questions about sociology. Among these, I have supposed, will be students who may be toying with the idea of taking up sociology in a serious way, as well as more mature members of that somewhat mythological entity called the educated public. I have also supposed that some sociologists may be attracted to the book, although it will be tell it will tell them few things that they don't know already, since all of us derive a certain narcissistic satisfaction in looking at a picture that includes ourselves. Since the book is addressed to a fairly wide audience, I have avoided as much as possible the technical dialect for which sociologists have earned a dubious notoriety. At the same time, I have avoided talking down to the reader, mainly because I regard this as a repulsive stance in itself, but also because I don't particularly want to invite to these game people, including students, whom one feels constrained to talk down to. I shall admit frankly that, among the academic defections available today, I consider sociology as a sort of royal game. One does not invite to a chess tournament those who are incapable of playing dominoes. It is inevitable that such an undertaking will reveal the writer's prejudices concerning his own field. This too must this too must be admitted frankly from the beginning. If other sociologists should read this book, especially in America, some will unavoidably be irritated by its orientation, disapprove of some of its lines of argument, and this thing feel that things considered by them to be important have been left out. All I can say is that I have tried to be faithful to a central tradition that goes back to the classics in the field, and that I believe strongly in the continuing validity of this tradition. My special preposition in the field has been the sociology of religion. This will perhaps be evident from the illustrations that I use because they come most readily to my mind. Beyond that, however, I have tried to avoid an emphasis on my own specialty. I have wanted to invite the reader to a rather large country, not to a particular hamlet in which I happen to live. In writing this book, I was faced with, with the choice of inserting thousands of footnotes or none at all. I decides I decided on the latter course, feeling that little would be gained by giving the book the appearance of tectonic treatise. In the next, names are given when ideas are not part of the broad consensus in the field. These names are taken up again in the bibliographical comments at the end of the book, where the reader will also find some suggestions concerning further readings. In all my thinking on my chosen field, I owe an immense debt of gratitude to my teacher Karl Mayer. If he should read this book, I suspect that there will be passages that will make him raise an eyebrow. I still hope that he would not regard the conception here of sociology here presented as too much of a travesty on the one he has been conveying to the students. In one of the subsequent chapters, I take the position that all world views are the result of conspiracies. The same can be said of few of views concerning a scholarly discipline. In conclusion, then, I would like to thank three individuals who have been fellow conspirators through many conversations and arguments: Brigitte Berger, Hans-Fritz Kellner, and Thomas Lachman. They, they will find the results of these occasions in more than one place in the following passage in the following page. PLB, Hartford, Connecticut.